Welcome to another episode of the Insert Name Here Vodcast show where we talk about geek culture, news, and lifestyle. I guess pretty exciting stuff. This episode we'll talk about movies.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since we last caught up, so we just thought we'd just catch up and talk about what we've been watching.
Absolutely. So I've been watching the new. I watched the new Robocop. How about you?
Well, I went to see that historical movie 47 Ronin.
Oh, 47 Ronin.
Yeah.
Was it good?
I was gonna.
You know what I'm trying to say here.
Nice. I was gonna watch Robocop, but I was a big fan of the original one. I don't know whether I wanted to see it again. Like, did it really need a remake? Well, what did you think when you saw
Robocop?
Robocop. Mm.
Okay. Well, look, I thought overall it's an entertaining movie. They did change the storyline a little bit for me.
Now, you had seen the original, obviously.
I'm a fan of the original.
Have you seen the second one?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen the third one?
No, I haven't seen the third one.
Right.
I actually have not seen the third one, but I've seen the first and second one. The second one was pretty terrible. So, just as an overall, Robocop, the new movie, is, well, obviously they've modernized everything, so the suit
is
the
black.
armor looks, well, it starts off silver and then it changes to black and blah, 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 blah. And it looks cooler. It does look more streamlined opposed to the bulky, old school Robocop.
I didn't think it looked too bad though. Robocop was one of the maybe it's because back in the 80s when it came out.
80s, I think.
I thought it was really
80s,
cool.
90s? Yeah.
Did he have the thing where the gun pops out?
Yes,
it
yes,
did.
He did have that, and I wanted to make sure he had that. But look, the storyline is more political. I believe our mate Luke, hello Luke, did mention that it felt a little bit more political, and they did dive into the relationship between his family and Alex Murphy, I believe is the character's name.
So they use the same name for the character.
They do use the same name for the character, and it is a different feel. The villain is still a little bit different. I mean, I remember at one point, unless I'm mistaken here, in the old Robocop, there was one scene where some dude started melting or something, some acid. Is that in my imagination, maybe? No?
Isn't that Harvey Dent when he was in the courtroom?
Maybe I'm mixing up different movies. But anyways, the overall movie did change a little bit. Well, it's not the story, but
it's
yeah.
Okay, so the story is one thing. Obviously, they can't just rehash the story.
No, of course not. Yeah.
It's a PG-13 movie, right, in the US,
Absolutely,
which is our M, I think it is.
Yes.
And I remember the original Robocop. I saw it when I was like maybe 6 or something, which is not the age 6-year-old. That's not the age a person should be watching Robocop.
Yeah.
How violent is it?
It is quite violent.
It is?
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't horrible, but it's enough to. Well, I wouldn't. Well, there are other movies that are more violent, obviously, but I think it was a good, fun sort of action film.
Fun action film.
Yeah.
Okay.
I overall think it's an entertaining movie, but I wouldn't go in there with high expectations at all.
How's it compared to the first Robocop?
Well, that's really hard because I'm really biased to the old 80s,
It is dated, and
90s,
maybe we're looking at it from
Yeah,
nostalgia.
I'm sure when we watch it now, it'll be like, whoa, okay, I didn't remember it to be like that. You know what I mean? So,
I always thought for the Robocop remake, what they should have done, make Robocop a woman.
You know what?
Wouldn't that have been a good idea?
That is actually
You're
$1 million
welcome, Hollywood.
idea. They should have done that. That would have been really cool to just see from a different perspective, right?
I always thought that would have been a really cool idea if she was if Robocop was a woman, because then she'd be like half robot and half cop, as the name suggests.
Visually, one thing I will mention visually is, well, I don't want to spoil it too much, but the way that he goes into the suit is completely different to the from.
So
what
it's
I
not just
remember.
he's like missing limbs and they just got to attach bits to him.
Yeah, it's not just.
It's not like that.
It's not just like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, spoiler alert, obviously, but yeah. But anyways, let's get into 47 Ronin.
47 Ronin. Well,
No.
let me just say first of all that Keanu Reeves is not a great actor by any stretch of the imagination, but I like his movies. I think they're entertaining. I'm a big fan of the Matrix trilogy, and I said Matrix trilogy. I didn't just mean the first one. I liked all of them, even the third one. I was a big fan of.
That's a big call. That's a big call. Okay.
I stand by it. It's the Matrix trilogy, so I enjoyed all 3 of them.
Okay.
I enjoyed Constantine. I wasn't a fan. Not to say I wasn't a fan, but I never read Hellblazer.
Right. Yeah.
So it didn't annoy me that he didn't look like Sting or whatever it was, and it wasn't English.
Look,
It was enjoyable, right?
For me, Constantine, again, like you, I didn't read Hellblazer, the books, but that being said, I did enjoy Constantine as a standalone movie.
Exactly.
I know a lot of the fans out there who are,
I think it was
Hellblazer
universally
readers,
panned, and which is fair enough. Again, it wasn't a good movie, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
And similarly, I wasn't too attached to the story of the 47 Ronin.
Okay, right.
Apparently, it's a
Is
very...
it to do with history or something like that, or
apparently
a legend?
history.
Or...
Yeah. Well, my research, which is looking it up on Wikipedia, is that there were 47 Ronins, masterless samurai, who avenged their disgraced master.
Right. Okay.
And that is, in a nutshell, what the story is.
Wow, okay.
Except, if you've seen the trailer, you should know what to expect.
Right.
There's supernatural things.
Can I just ask...
And I'm sure that's not historically accurate, but go on.
Of course, but what I wanted to ask is... Visually, was it amazing? Because from the trailer, from what I've seen, it looks crazy. Like, the visuals.
There are bits where it can come off a little bit cartoony, even.
Oh,
because
really?
I think it was smooth enough that I didn't look at it and pick apart some scenes. Like, in like some of the... Even in The Hobbit, there are some scenes where you look at it and you think, well, it could have been a bit cleaner.
But... If you
everything moves so quickly and so fast that it doesn't really.
Does it take you out of the modern world into that world?
I would say so.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. In as much as you've got Keanu Reeves speaking however he speaks, and then you've got these largely Asian actors speaking with their English.
Right.
And that's the other thing with the movie. It's
they got pretty big casts in it, don't they? No. Or
decent. It's got pretty much. If you think of a movie with an Asian actor, that guy's in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with the exception of Chow Yun-fat and Jackie Chan, like all the other Asian actors that have been in movies are in 47.
I can't imagine Jackie Chan being a samurai. He'll be like grabbing the sword, throwing it at someone, punching him. They'll throw it back, and then
funny guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, the action. My expectation, and I think when you look at the trailer, you will either know whether you're up for it or not.
Right.
The action was pretty good. It was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, there's a lot of supernatural sort of themes to it. So it's
interesting.
It's all very. It's not quite Dragon Ball Z levels.
Okay. Right.
But it is very stylized.
So let me ask you this: is it a cinema movie or is it a rent movie?
I can't recommend you rent it, and I can only give it a very modest recommendation to watch it at the cinema.
Really?
If you're gonna watch it, you'd have to watch it at the cinema.
Wow, that's sort of, from what you've just said though, it sort of deters me from wanting to watch it.
Well, if you are gonna watch it, which I think people should go out and watch it. You know, it is a fun movie.
Okay.
But watching it at the cinema is definitely the way to go.
Okay. Right.
I don't know if it's out in IMAX or 3D.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend anyone watches anything in 3D.
Right.
I hate the 3D format.
Really? Even an Avatar, where it's made for 3D?
Well, that was the only movie where it was where
you would probably say you do it, right?
Yeah, but everything else it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
3D.
Okay, cool. So this is my thing. Every time I think about 47 Ronin, Keanu Reeves, he acts as Keanu Reeves in every movie, just like Bruce Willis, and we spoke about this before. Bruce Willis acts like Bruce Willis.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah. They all act the same, but they can actually, well, from my point of view, and no disrespect, but they can actually act, and I feel that that's them in that character, right? Whereas Keanu Reeves, I don't know about his acting, man.
You know the thing with Keanu Reeves, in my opinion, is that
he's acts stiff.
Well, he's stiff, but he acts good in movies where he's either completely clueless or where he is this like know-it-all, zen-like, calm. Like in Matrix, he ran the whole gamut. When the first one is completely clueless, and in the second one he knew everything, and then in the third one he was like rediscovering the secrets of the Matrix again.
Right. Okay.
So yes, he's not a good actor by any stretch of the imagination. But even the people that you've just cited, like Tom Cruise and Bruce Willis,
they act the same. But I feel
like you're watching Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible or
they
Bruce
can
Willis
actually act. You know what I mean? You can feel. I can feel the emotion from them, whereas Keanu Reeves, I can't feel the emotion. You know?
Well, that is the emotion that he doesn't know it, or he's completely
true. Well, look, let me rate RoboCop. Out of 10, 5 is an average. I would probably give it about a 7.5. And the only reason I say 7.5 is if you take out my previous thoughts on or growing up with the 80s or 90s RoboCop original film. I would, as a standalone film, I'd give it about 7.5. Entertaining, good action movie. It has politics in it, has relationships in it, and it's just.
I don't think I really want to watch an action movie with politics. I mean, like Phantom Menace was like all politics, and
true.
Well, for 47 Ronin, I would probably give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10, 5 is an average. So okay.
If 5's an average, then
5 is like
I would give it an average.
So you give
it's worth watching. It's worth watching, but
5,
don't
6.
go in there with the correct expectations.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess that's our thoughts. We'll wrap it up for this episode. But thank you for sticking with us and watching our episode so far. I guess we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Adios.